back to With the Flock. I'm Robin.
I'm Mike.
And today we're going to make carnitas and Mexican style rice and Mexican cornbread for you guys. And we'll walk you through the recipe. We're going to start with about 4 pounds of Boston butt pork. And you want to trim it up into these cubes. And you want to make sure that you leave a good bit of the fat on it, because it will help cook down and make it juicy and just really add to the flavor. It's kind of supposed to be a little fatty. We got 2 large oranges that we're using for the juice. We got some lime, onion, bay leaves, cumin, and some, like taco seasoning, Mexican seasoning, coriander, anise, and the cinnamon sticks and garlic. That's going to be the bulk of our seasonings. And we're going to use some of our fresh peppers also, I forgot, for our Mexican cornbread.
Additionally, on that Mexican cornbread, we're going to do some of the candied jalapenos or the Cowboy candy. We're going to mix that in there as well. And it's going to be this sweet and savory, buttery, salty deliciousness. Stay tuned. We're going to get this going, and I'll see you in a second.
It's going to be yummy.
Alright, so we added our cubed Boston butt into a cold bottom pan. This is not hot yet. We are going to start off with 1 tablespoon of Mexican seasoning, 1 teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of coriander, half a tablespoon of salt, 4 cloves of garlic chopped, or a tablespoon and a half of garlic. The juice of 2 limes, we're going to add in 1 roughly chopped white onion, and we're going to give this a toss. Next, we will add 2 sticks of cinnamon, 1 star of anise, approximately 4 bay leaves. We want to turn this up to a medium-high heat to start rendering some of this fat. Then we will go ahead and fill this with water just where everything's covered. Okay, now that we have this pot filled with water, the meat is just barely submerged. We're going to cook this down until all the water's evaporated. All that will be left is the rendered fat, and that rendered fat will start to fry the meat. Once that's done, I'll be back with you. We're also going to add a touch of orange juice. Okay, now that it has sat in the oven for approximately 2 hours, we're going to pour it onto an aluminum foil lined pan, juice and all.
And it smells so good.
We'll go ahead and level all that out, and it will go back into the oven for anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. We're going to start getting our crispy, crunchy, delicious bits now. So she's also going to be breaking this up. Notice it is about fork tender. It is thoroughly cooked, super juicy, super tender. We're going to throw it back in the oven at about 400 degrees for anywhere from about 10, 15, maybe even up to 20 minutes. We really want to start browning and getting this nice and crispy bits.
Alright, so now I'm going to make the Mexican cornbread, and we wanted to do it with our Cowboy candy because I thought I'd just give it a really good, unique flavor. And of course, fresh eggs for my chickens as always. So what I have right here is just your basic cornbread mix. And if you're doing it from a mix, you just prepare it from the instructions. And if you're doing it homemade, you just make your basic cornbread mix. And what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to try not to lose my fork. I am going to put just a little drip of the syrup. Not too much. in there so that I can mix that in and get that into the cornbread so that that'll help with the flavor and give it that sweet and spicy goodness we're looking for. And then, I'm just going to take that out because it's just not going to end well. Put it on my towel. Okay, so now I'm going to scoop a few of these out and we're going to top it with some too. So I'm not going to put too many in here because once we get it in the pan, we will top it off with a few jalapenos. Alright, okay, so now we're going to pour the batter into our pan. Try to scatter those jalapenos out the best we can while we pour. And so now we're just going to kind of scatter some jalapenos around the top. They'll probably sink in, but they'll give it a nice appearance and a nice flavor too. And for our sides, we're going to have a Mexican style rice with street corn and black beans. And we also have toppings such as cilantro, onion, radish, avocado, and cheese. And we have sour cream and salsa verde as well. Those are all things that just accent this type of dish very, very well. We got some corn tortillas heated up. And we're just waiting on the cornbread and the meat to come out. Okay, so everything is done now. And we have our tortillas heated up. We have our carnitas here. Our carnitas is supposed to be a fattier cut of meat. And it's not supposed to necessarily be shredded like pulled pork, although it should fall apart when you're serving it and eating it like pulled pork. And give me just a second. We already stole a piece of this to taste it, but this is our Mexican cornbread. I think I may have put a little too much egg in it, so it's just a slightly dense, but other than that, it tastes delicious. Okay, so everything's done now. We got our cornbread, our rice, our beans, and we decided to do tacos with ours. Mine, I decided to pile a little extra meat on the side because it's delicious. And so we hope you enjoyed. Like I said, I think I did put one too many eggs in the cornbread, but you know, you win some, you lose some, and that's okay.